The 16,000 cans of food that they brought on the expedition with them had been a rush job from the lowest bidder. Improper lead soldering had left traces inside the cans described like trails of wax down a candle, and many of the cans weren't even properly cooked or fully sealed either. So not only was there lead, but rotten food, botulism, and mold in many of the cans. Hair and tissue samples taken in 1984 confirmed that the men buried on Beechey Island had substantial lead levels in their bodies. But incredibly, the levels found were still too much, even for just the canned food. Apparently, the water desalination equipment they brought with them should never have been used to supply drinking water because its lead piping could have easily corroded when exposed to sea salt. In addition to that, another theory to explain the unexpectedly high levels of lead in the bodies was a critical lack of zinc in the crew's diet. A lack of which over time causes the body to slowly begin cannibalizing its own bones, releasing even more lead into the bloodstream. So this combination of bad food, lead poisoning, and zinc deficiency made any disease the crew encountered that much worse, damaging their immune systems, causing brain fog, and slowly building up as the years went on. Even worse than that, the 5 men sent back home from Greenland before the ships even reached the Canadian archipelago had tuberculosis, meaning there was already tuberculosis on those ships. In any case, the next year the ship sailed south towards what was then known as King William Land on the very edge of the known map. At the time, it was unclear if this was an island or not, and Franklin had to make a choice. If he sailed down the eastern side of King William Land, and it was an island, he might reach more southern waters faster, but if it wasn't, he'd have to backtrack some unknown distance. The second option was to set sail west around King William, since that was the direction they were trying to go